call this a podcast? I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, this thing called a podcast. All right, guys, welcome to episode 12. I know it's due to technical difficulties, we wasn't able to do a podcast last week, and as you can see, both I and Beaker do not have our cameras on because that was the technical difficulties. So today we're going to be kind of explaining a little bit about what we're going to have going on here. So this is definitely going to be a different podcast than what everybody's used to. Because we're definitely going to have to be making some changes. Normally, when we did the podcast before with our cameras, we would do it through Discord and then share the Discord screens, which is how it is now. But for some reason, whenever I turn on the cameras and I try to switch back over to here to get the stream out to y'all, I am unable to capture the cameras themselves. The boxes just go gray, which kind of leads into what's going to be happening with the YouTube channel. Not going to make 100% promises because it's definitely going to be a learning process for all of us. We're going to try to go over into being animated. The only person, if correctly, before I say this, Switch, you are the only person that has any kind of knowledge of animation, right? Beaker, you don't have any?
As YouTube wise and stuff, no. I did do drawing. I do have like a pad that I don't know. I forget what it's called. I just have it stashed away because it was back in high school. But they probably made newer ones since. But I used to do animations and drawings and stuff like that way back when. It's been a while.
That's good. You probably know more about it than I do. I only have a basic.
Mine was I just drew on a pad at one point. Like one of those little iPad tablet things. I forgot what they're fucking called. But it was like I don't know if y'all seen it, where like people draw a picture and then zoom in and there's another picture and then they zoom in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like
it's a sketch, all right.
Yeah, just a really fancy version. Ferno, do you have any animation background? Because I don't at all.
I took learning animation 1 and 2.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So we
I also took audio visual 1 and 2, and extreme audio visual 1 and 2.
A computer class to do all that.
Well, damn, y'all got lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I did in computer class? Took a speech class. I'm dead serious. Yeah.
We had. I'm pretty sure our computer class was in charge of like our morning announcement stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were in charge of doing like the stuff on, like we would have the projector, or like I guess I don't even remember, man. It was just so weird how we would have people used to like pop up and talk to us and stuff. Like they'd have a whole video, a live recording of people just doing the morning announcements.
Look, I don't want to get off topic, but do y'all at any point in time did y'all ever have like a TV up in the top corner of y'all classroom and they came on with like this school news type thing?
No, ours was the projector. That's what I was saying. It was the projector hanging from the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
They'd pull the little screen down and then we'd watch, them do the morning announcement.
But it was y'all school that was doing it, huh?
I guess,
people from y'all school doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, ours wasn't a thing from like the people in our school. It was I don't know what it was, but it came on every morning. Well, it wasn't fancy. I mean, I only ever remember it for like a couple of years.
Yeah, I think ours was only for like a year or two, and then other than that, it became like a voice over the intercom.
Yeah, well, that was probably your principal.
Yeah, all of mine.
No. These were kids. These were actual like kids and stuff.
Oh.
They would have kids like, high school students doing announcements and stuff through the intercom instead.
All the TVs I ever had in school were rolled in.
Yeah, we had those too.
We just like so switch. We're at that age gap switch of where I had just started getting the projectors and all that stuff, and
well, we had a smartboard at one point.
That's what I was fixing to say. That was like one of the coolest things in the world was that damn smartboard.
Yeah. So,
Ferno, y'all got those in school still?
I've never seen a smartboard before.
It's basically like a whiteboard, but there's no markers or anything involved. It's
it's just it's lines. It's like imaginary lines, or they're not imaginary. You can see them. They draw out with like your finger or a laser pointer, or some kind. There was always some kind of device for those magic.
Yeah, see, ours had a little pin that you
So
can get
like
up on the board and write.
and it wasn't like you turn it off and it goes away. Like it's just all CGI pretty much. No,
Were y'all's in conjunction with the projector, or is that just me?
Ours you could use a projector on it.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like where they put a clear piece of work on the projector and the light would like.
No. That's like real old school. That's before the smart boards, but we had those too.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say that was about when the last thing I had before like getting into like the projectors that would hang from the classroom.
Yeah. Ours would just project the light and whatever image was supposed to be on the board, and then the board, I guess, teamed up with its special pen, would do all the writing, and you'd see on the board the little pin marks, but everything else was from the projector.
Yeah, see, that's how ours was too. And I just thought that was like new stuff whenever I was in school.
Right, it was new for me.
We
maybe I just I did go to really poor schools, but
I didn't. Unfortunately,
I've been to
well, I
several
mean,
different schools.
like my elementary. So out of 5 grades, I moved around 4 times, and I got kicked out of 2 of them.
Wow.
So by my 4th one, I was just chilling. I graduated same school for my 4th and 5th grade year. Middle school, I stayed at the same place. My elementaries, oh man, we used to like the things they'd bring in, like from TVs to projectors to the little overheads to like the magic fucking erase or man, y'all unlocked that memory. I'm not gonna lie of the like the stuff the pen thing that was never actually there.
Yeah,
you can mark and do everything, but the mess was gone the second the light went away.
Yeah, I mean,
so that makes so you ever draw with permanent Sharpie? So when they go to erase it, you know.
The funny thing is, my teacher, the first time we got one, because we were in the classroom as they were setting it up, and she actually used a permanent marker or one of those dry erase markers, but it was permanent onto that particular gizmo.
See, now it's funny that you say that. I had a teacher that did the exact same thing.
They were just testing it out to make sure.
So we had like a little screen that the projector would get back on, and then we had a whiteboard right next to it. And
so y'all still do the old school stuff?
Then, yeah, right on the screen, then the whiteboard.
Yeah, so that's still like old school. See, because I remember the projectors that they had on the cart, and they roll it into the middle of the class, and she had, like what Beaker was saying, the clear paper. You set it down, and the light picked it up, and then it went through a lens at the bottom that had a mirror in it, and it reflected it onto the board, and then she wrote on the clear paper with the dry erase markers, and then she would erase it at the end of the class. I remember that.
My teacher always had to have a bottle of, I guess, I don't know what was in it. It was like it was a spray bottle of like water or something, some solution that she would use a napkin to clean it up with.
Yeah, it's you can actually buy it, and like Expo makes it for the dry erase boards. It's basically the same thing.
Right. You can take an Expo dry erase marker and remove permanent marks.
Yeah, you go over it with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the chemicals in the dry erase that make it dry erase that take off the permanent marker.
You can do the same thing with the washable markers too.
Yeah,
like the Crayola washable markers.
It's the same chemicals that allow it to be washed off.
That was a nice little trip down memory lane.
Yeah, it was.
And I feel bad because like I don't feel like Fevno can relate.
Right?
And all of this is like rich stuff.
Not rich stuff. It's just current things that you're doing. It's not memories.
The thing is you're in a different, in a completely different time period than us, Fevno.
Yeah.
Like you were in a time period where technology just started completely taking over. You know, for us, it was like we had a Nokia brick, all right, with that had Snake on it. There was no. Now you can play Call of Duty mobile, all right.
Three.
You have games like Fortnite on a mobile device. We had
Not
Snake
anymore.
and Tetris.
Damn, y'all had
Like
Snake and Tetris? I didn't even have that.
shit, the best I had, I think, was ping pong, and it was so bad because like you would have to press the fucking thing multiple times and it wouldn't register sometimes, and I'm like, fuck, get to the, you know. So it just no, but in all honesty, I didn't have an actual phone until high school.
I
I
didn't get
had
a
it.
phone until I was 16.
Yeah, that's about me. I was about 14, 15, about 15.
See,
And
okay, so years when I was 12, yeah, I was 12. I had gotten a phone, which was my stepdad's old phone. Whenever he passed away, it was given to me, and then I had to give it up and give it to my mama because she needed another phone. So I gave her that one, and then it wasn't until like a year or two later that I ended up getting a little track phone that my daddy had got me. You know, the ones that you had to put minutes on every month.
minutes on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I
it
had
was
that
free
for a
after
while.
like a certain time.
Yeah, after like I think it was 10 p.m.
Eight.
or something like
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna
You
say
can
8 o'clock or 10 p.m.
yeah, but then back
8 o'clock
then,
or
what 13-year-old got to stay up past 10 o'clock?
Right.
So,
you know.
I never
um,
had a track phone. Mine was a contract phone because my mom's been with the same cellular
See,
company for like ever.
for me, my first actual like contract phone was like Cricket. So
mhm.
like they didn't
Isn't that
have a lot of options then. You know.
isn't that the one that's advertised for older people with the bigger buttons?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but back then it was a popular, well-known phone company that had good service.
Yeah. So my
It
mama's
didn't
been with
last.
AT&T for as long as I've been alive, but back then you could only have so many lines. You couldn't
Yeah,
have
I think it was only like 2 lines, and then you had to start paying for additional lines.
yeah,
Like
so
they allowed like 2 lines, like just you know.
I think at the time my mama had a phone, my stepdad had a phone, and then like I said when he passed away I got it and my sister had a phone. And I want to say my papa. So I think it was only 4 lines you was able to have at the time. And that's why I had to give it to my mama because they couldn't add another line to it.
Y'all were on that Vonage plan, huh?
I have no idea.
No, it's like that bundle plan,
Yeah.
the house and
And
car
then
bundle.
and then it I was able to get a phone like on my mama's line instead of having a track phone. And I want to say that cuz that's whenever I had my Motorola Razor and I had that thing for a while. And then I upgraded from that to the iPhone and then it all went downhill from there until I finally then I went to oh no I went from the Motorola Razor to a LG Experience to the iPhone and then to a Nokia Lumia 520, which was the worst phone I had ever had.
Not the iPhone?
No, the iPhone. I would have, if I would have known that that was the phone that I was gonna get, I wouldn't have broke the iPhone. Yeah, if I'd have known
Little
that, I would have taken a whole lot better care of that iPhone.
little off topic, but Abraham Lincoln's death was on April 14th, 1865. A fax machine was invented in 1843.
Uh huh.
Samurais were abolished in 1868. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Abraham Lincoln could have been faxed by a samurai.
Yeah, he
Me and
could
him
have been.
share same birthday, so
Me and Fevno shares the same birthday.
That is true.
He didn't know that.
You beat Travis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but come on, Fevno's like the luckiest person in the world to be able to share a birthday with me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it would be different if it was like. That's why I directed it to you, and I was like, I was like, I kind of got you beat as far as who you share birthdays with, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
I know
Abraham
Paul. He
Lincoln.
shares a birthday with
Like
me.
if
I know that's crazy.
I was talking to Fevno, I'd been like, man, I'm kind of jealous of you, Fevno. You got a birthday with Travis, man. So, but, you know, perspective.
But speaking of getting off topic, let's go ahead and get back on topic.
Let's ride that horse.
Yeah. So, before we got into the whole, what trip down memory lane with school and the equipment we had then. So I guess everybody here except for me has a little bit of background into animation. So we're gonna try to get that taken care of. That way we can. So this video is gonna go up on YouTube as is, but we're gonna try to go ahead and get a little bit more. I don't know how you would say it, because I did like how it was before. So I don't want to say better, but we are gonna try to get it to where we can keep the YouTube up and going
Try
without
something
it.
new.
Yeah, trying something new. Hopefully to kind of combat some of the issues that we did have last week and the reason why we wasn't able to get a video out. So that way we don't have that issue again. So here recently we have taken a couple weeks off. Maybe not in a row, but we're going to try to get ourselves back on track, back straightened out, back
A little
putting
more
out.
consistent.
Yeah, a little bit more consistent, a little bit
I
more
can kind of see it
structured.
as us coming. Yeah, I was gonna say coming back a little bit harder this time, like with everything as far as socials, changing up even just the YouTube and maybe doing the animation stuff.
We're adding
It just
socials
yeah. I mean,
like Twitter. If you want to go follow on Twitter, we made
yeah.
one.
Uh,
It's just
Instagram will
called
be up
Talk
shortly.
Before You Run.
Yeah, so we did. Yeah, like Switch said, we do have a Twitter up now. Talk Before You Run. You can find that on Twitter. We will have an Instagram that will be going up
Will
soon.
be done tonight.
Okay, so Beaker's in charge of the Instagram. He said it's going to be done tonight, so hopefully by tomorrow morning. If y'all would like to, y'all could go ahead and follow that as well. There is also the Discord, which is going to be linked in the YouTube video. We're going to try to get a link tree hooked up as well to go to each one of these social media platforms, as well as I think we're going to try to get the TikTok back up and running too. So that's just kind of the things that we got going in the works now. I mean, y'all agree with all that? That all sounds good to y'all, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
think we're leaving anything out.
Yeah, so, if we are leaving anything out in the next coming weeks or whatever, we're going to try to get everything situated, get everything sorted out, and just, like Beaker said, come back a little bit harder. I think especially with last week with the issues that we were having, it kind of took a hit to us mentally.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, after trying to figure that out for what it was, 2 hours,
Something like that.
trying to figure it out just so we can get the podcast going, or at least get it set up to where we can go the next night. I mean, just absolutely drained me. Kind of made it to where I honestly didn't want to do this anymore. But I'm not giving up on it that easily. When we set out to do this, it was agreed upon and set in the terms that if we was going to do it, we was going to do it right. And I think we kind of got away from that. I think it's time that we're going to start taking it a whole lot more seriously and try to come back and put out the best content that we can. I think that's going to be the plan in the next coming weeks. It's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of different things going on. Like I said, a big learning process for all of us with, taking on the extra social medias. Of course, we got the Spotify up, so I mean, we're still trying to learn that as well. The YouTube's still a learning process, even though we've got 11 videos up on YouTube so far. I mean, every day I figure something else out that's new. They figure something else out that's new. So we're just gonna try to keep learning and growing together, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm not leaving anything out, am I?
Are we going back to selecting topics?
That I'm not 100% sure yet. Maybe not as much as we did, and maybe not as prominently as in the beginning. But we are, like I said a minute ago, we're going to try to start structuring ourselves a little bit better. So maybe try to go to like one topic that we could all talk about, and then just branch off from there. Because we do like the free flowing conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
So I kind of want to try to keep that as is, but bring a little bit of structure to it as well. So I feel like if we got a little bit of structure to it, we'll kind of more stick to our guns and what it was that we were intending in the beginning when we started all of this. Says
Sounds good.
I don't want to say that we fell off the wagon with it, but it was getting to that point, and that is not acceptable for ourselves. It's not acceptable for the people that tuned in every week to listen. I just so I want to apologize for that. Yeah, but we're gonna try to, like we said a second ago, come back stronger, come back better, learn new things, get everything set up the way that we need to. I mean, it was said from the beginning that we're all new to this. We're all new to the podcast thing. So just got to keep learning, keep growing, keep doing the best that we can. Try to get as much feedback as we can. We're going to try to start pushing ourselves out there a little bit more, because we want the community to grow just as well as we want to grow in ourselves.
We definitely want to be hearing from the community.
Yeah, and that is definitely true. If y'all want, y'all can email at talkbeforeyouRunpodcast@yahoo.com with any kind of feedback that anybody may have.
Also, Twitter.
Yeah, also you can get in touch with us on Twitter. You can get in touch with us on Instagram.
They do hashtags on Twitter, right? Like hashtag whatever, and then post your comment, and then if you're looking for that particular hashtag, it'll pop up, right? Is that how that works?
I do believe so. I'm not 100% sure exactly
So
how Twitter
hashtags on
works.
Twitter, whenever anything is hashtag on there, you look it up specifically and it pulls it up.
Okay, so yeah, if you have any comments or anything like that on Twitter, just hashtag talk before you run, and we'll be sure to look at that.
Yeah. So I mean, we're trying to do everything it is that we can to make everything the best that it could be. So like I said, any kind of feedback, any kind of information, ideas, stuff like that, we're open to all suggestions.
Even if you just want to say hi.
Yeah, that too. I mean, we have no problem with meeting new people. We have no problem with talking to people that are tuning into the podcast or whatever the case may be. Don't be scared to shout us out on something, and we'll look at it.
For sure.
Don't be in the chat talking to someone else or we'll ban you.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. That's gonna be one of the longest running inside jokes now.
I got unbanned. So.
Yeah, you got unbanned. I wonder if I got unbanned. I don't know. I'd unfollowed, so I didn't see the point in following somebody that I was banned from. So, no, it's we're trying our best. That's about the only way that I could put it. Or we're going to try our best. Let me say that, because we did kind of slack off, and that's unacceptable, but we're going to come back better. I think that we at least owe that much, is to put our best effort, best foot forward.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we can do with this animation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I am too. That is definitely going to be a whole new area for me.
And we're gonna have to like pick different things and what our little. I don't want to say OC because then I'm gonna sound like a furry. But Switch, can you say it for me?
Original character.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, well, what does an
And then
original
fix that
character have to do with being a furry?
because OC is mostly. Skip the subject. We're probably gonna have to
No.
take things. Nope, Baker,
Why?
shut up. You haven't said anything
Why?
this whole podcast. Don't even say it. Don't even start.
Why?
Don't even start.
Why
Don't even
are
start.
we
Don't
skipping
even
it?
start.
No,
Don't even start.
I've been
Don't
working
even start. We're not
and I
starting
have
this.
been
We're
engaged in
not
this.
starting this. Okay?
You're the one that brought it up.
He has a point. You did bring it up, Ferno.
Yep.
You did bring it up. But
So how you brought it up? Now you want to change the subject because I got something to say, huh?
My point.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Exactly.
Good job, Baker. Glad
okay.
you can understand.
This is why he
Okay.
like. This is why he stays quiet when it's us three. But the second I start talking, he can talk the whole time. But the second I start talking, when he's talking, it's like, nope, I'm just gonna go back to being muted. Rainbow Six, here I come.
In fact, I'm not even on. I haven't played a game yet.
You're just sitting in the lobby. It's like
No.
Call of Duty all over
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Because
Yeah, I don't think he's actually been muted this whole podcast.
No, he
this is the
hasn't.
first time.
But
I'm
He is
very
seeing you.
Packs.
Fevno.
I'm very proud of you,
Or
Fevno.
me and Switch. Fevno's actually engaged.
I'm very proud of him too. That is one thing that we always tell him all the time, that he needs to talk a little bit more on the podcast.
Oh.
And what in the world do you think that I was fixing to say? That you said, "Oh."
Because I thought you were gonna say that y'all say y'all proud of me all the time. I was be like, bullshit. Whatever. Yeah, y'all good on me. Like, what was that?
Yeah, we do get on you, but that's because we know that you could do a lot better than what it is that you're putting out, and we want to see that from you, and I'm sure that everybody listening wants to see that from you as well.
Or in this case,
Well, more
particular
like
case,
hear it
hear it
from
from
me.
you.
Yeah, hear it from you, not see it from you, but you know what I mean. As a podcast, I mean, I do feel like we've grown. Not as much as I would have liked to have grown in this time frame, but as individuals within the podcast, I feel like we've all kind of grown quite a bit. So I think now it's time that we put all that together and start pushing forward as a podcast, as a group.
Yeah. I like that.
I think
Maybe
that's going to
we'll
be our next step forward.
right, maybe we can reach the Joe Rogan famous or standards. Joe Rogan
Yeah.
standards for podcast. That'd be cool.
Look, I got to disagree with you, Switch.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you why.
He's disagreeing with you, me personally.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with Switch very often, but I do have to disagree with Switch for one reason. Because I don't want to be on the standards of Joe Rogan. I want to be on the standards of Talk Before You Run.
well, when you put it
That
that
shit
way.
was kind of cringy.
Well, then you could take your cringy ass.
Go on to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, go on to Joe Rogan podcast. But no, I mean it's not. Yeah, I mean people might think it's cringy or whatever, but it's true. I don't want to be compared to other people. I want people to go, oh look, it's Talk Before You Run, not Joe Rogan. Nothing against Joe Rogan. I actually very much enjoy his podcast. But it's just I want us to have our own image. Our own background, our own setup. I want us to be original to the best of our abilities. It's just that's what I want from us as a group, as a podcast, and if I was the listener, that's what I would want as a listener to a podcast.
So what you're
Right.
saying is you want your like when people look up your name on Reddit, you want there to be fanfics about you?
I don't know what that means, but I guess.
Alright. So to make that clear.
Well, it might be clear to other people, but it ain't clear to me. I ain't into all that lingo stuff. I don't know how that stuff works. I barely know how to work Facebook.
I don't even know what he said other than about some kind of something Russian.
I heard something about Reddit and fanfics.
Fanfic Russian. Yeah, that's what I heard.
No, I said if someone looks up Travis's name on Reddit, he wants there to be fanfics about him.
Oh, gotcha.
And he
Well,
said, yeah.
I don't know why I heard Russian then.
Maybe the Reddit part you mixed
Maybe
up
a
with
little
Russian.
Chinese spy. That's Russian.
Konnichiwa. Oh wait, that's Japanese.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hola. Oh wait,
It's
that's Spanish.
a region. It's good enough. It's over there.
Hey, say that it's on the other side of the world. It counts. But no, it is true though. I mean, whether or not they look my name up on Reddit and there is fan fiction, I don't know what that has to do with anything. But I want us as a podcast to have our own image. Like I said, I don't want to be compared to anybody else. I want, if the Talk Before You Run podcast name is in a sentence with anybody else's podcast, it's that they're just as good.
If not better.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
pretty
if not better. Just as good, if not better.
You hear that, Joe Rogan? We're coming to be just as
Yep.
good or better.
Yeah, we want to be just as good, but we don't want to be you.
We just want them views.
But I mean, it's not. It's not even about the views. I mean, it's really not. I mean, the views are nice. The I'm not gonna say likes because, well, I mean, if the YouTube, the likes are nice. All of that is nice, but that's not the point. That's not the point of the podcast. That's not why we started it. I don't care if we got one person watch us or 1 million people watch us, as long as they enjoy the content that we're putting out, as long as they enjoy listening to us sit here and talk about nothing or talk about something, depending on how we feel in that day. As long as they're getting enjoyment out of it, I'm getting enjoyment out of it.
You know how hard it is to talk about nothing?
No, it's pretty easy to talk about nothing.
Do you understand? We walked into a podcast one time with nothing to talk about.
You understand the last
one of our longest podcasts?
Yeah. We come in there, what? As I was clicking to go live for this podcast, not this one, but the one that he's talking about, we're saying, what are we going to talk about? How am I even going to start this podcast off? And then it turned out to be one of the best podcasts that we recorded.
Yeah.
So, I mean, talking about nothing, I think is a lot easier than talking about something. Because then you don't have that. That's where the free flowing conversation comes in.
Right.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We don't need to come into a podcast not having anything to talk about again, because that was very nerve-wracking, and we just got lucky that Fevno's girlfriend, oh, my bad, TikTok crush, got brought up.
Which one?
The one that was the one that goes live.
I love Canadians and British people. Just gotta put that up there.
I'm pretty sure that was said.
No,
I'm pretty sure it was like opposite last time.
No, I love British and Canadian people.
Tell y'all what, if y'all want to know the real truth behind this story, y'all go ahead and watch the last podcast.
I bought both flags of Canadian and Britain.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Somebody's trying to suck up to some women online that don't even know he exists.
That is incorrect.
Right.
I'm just stating that I love the countries very well.
You do realize that one, if she does go out with you, she'll be breaking the law.
One of them's of age? Ooh.
Yeah, she's like in college.
Ooh. Yeah, we know that's never going to happen. She's too smart for Fevna.
Yeah, I was going to say she's in college. That's already the sentence right there says it all.
The "in" already ended that whole conversation. But no, it's we've done good with our coming off the top of our heads with conversation. I mean, to be honest with you, we're doing it now. we had a general basis of what we was going to talk about. That we was going to come in here and kind of explain what was going on. That could have been done in the first 5 minutes. Here we are. Making conversation, making it work, free flowing, whatever pops in our head. I think we do pretty good at that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Beaker, you got something to add to that? I know you was fixing to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy.
No, you were good. I was gonna say, Instagram is up.
Oh, well, there y'all go, guys. Instagram's up as well. What are they? Is it Talk Before You Run as well?
It is Talk Before You Run.
Talk Before You Run. You can go ahead and follow the Instagram as well. That's where you're going to get a lot of, on both Twitter and Instagram, you're going to get a lot of the announcements of when the videos go up, maybe a few clips here and there from the videos.
Get stuff that you'll probably never see on the podcast,
That is also true because we do record outside of the podcast that do not go up on there. I mean, maybe that's where you can get some exclusive content.
Between all of us, maybe we all just meet up, link up, and we have, the podcast together, and then y'all wouldn't be the ones to know by, following the accounts.
We could get like a Patreon, and people who pay more can get like uncensored versions of our conversations.
Well, we don't censor our conversations anyway, so
don't say that. Don't say that because then now they think that we don't.
Well, y'all could go ahead and y'all could look us up on that blue site, only podcast. No.
Hey, this might be a bad time to say this, but how do you do Twitter?
So first, what you do is you look up Twitter.
You got that? I've already got it. Yeah, made and everything. But like, how do you tweet and stuff like that? Like, do you just tweet what you're doing? Like, oh, I'm sitting on the toilet right now, I'm dropping a deuce, or
that's probably how most people do it.
Okay.
The original.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and maybe try to pull our YouTube link, pull our link for Spotify, pull the link for the Instagram, go ahead and put those in a tweet and pin those all to the top. That way, for now, people that are going over to Twitter can, be linked to all those things until we're able to get our link tree up and running.
Yeah. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I think that'd probably be... Because we're going to... At some point in time, we're going to have the link tree put up on both Twitter and Instagram, and at some point further in the future, TikTok as well, because you got to have X amount of things to be able to put something up on TikTok. So we're going to try to go ahead and get everything set up, everything put in order to where we can, get everything how we need it. But as far as the rest of everything goes on Twitter, I have no idea. I use Twitter for one thing.
You won't like, don't we all?
Yeah.
You just put like a context. If the way to get likes on Twitter is you need an image and then just give context to that image.
I mean, you don't even need an image. People just tweet just regular things.
Yeah, but that was what Instagram was for.
But I'm gonna tell you what we can go ahead and do. Switch before you go ahead and post that. I can, if you can get the our logo up
as a profile picture. I've done that.
Oh, you've done that? Oh, we'll see. Look, Switch is already on it.
That's the same thing here.
I sent it to Baker for the IG as well.
Oh, there you go. They're already on it, on the ball.
Yeah.
So.
But I will say this. I mean, this is probably definitely going to be the shortest podcast that we've done because it was set up. It was set up for like information processing. Is that how I want to say that? No, not information processing. Educate? No, not educational either.
How would you put that?
I'm trying to think of a sophisticated way to say it so nobody goes, "Hey, the dum-dum."
Right? Distribution. Information distribution.
Yes, information distribution on what it is that we have going on and what's, the plans for future. Um,
I'm surprised we got it this long. I'm not sure how long it's been, but
it's been about 40 minutes so far.
oh, so we got 5 minutes to talk about Elon Musk, right?
I mean, if you want to talk about Elon Musk, go for it.
I mean, you can't not talk about Elon Musk.
I mean, he's probably
No,
one of the most talked about people right now. So
Didn't
right?
SpaceX thing just blow up?
Yeah, but did you know it was on purpose? Kinda. It's kind of on purpose.
it was an accident that caused him to do it on purpose.
Exactly. Yeah. So there was engine failure. So it cleared the pad in the beach, and it had a successful apogee of 25 miles. But engine failed. I think all of the engines failed, which put it on a collision path of or unknown destination, I guess. So they decided, well, instead of having this go out and possibly damage property or people, they would go ahead and blow it up uh, right then and there. That way, there was no harm, no risk, or anything like that. But yeah, today Starship did blow up, which was a failure. But Elon Musk being Elon Musk, he put a positive spin on it.
You can't call it a failure. I mean, it was a failure. Don't get me wrong, but
Right.
it's not a failure if you use it as a learning experience.
Exactly. Every failure is a learning possibility.
Exactly. And every possibility is a possibility to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not willing to learn, then you're not willing to fail. And if you're not willing to fail, you'll never learn. That's the best way to put it.
Right.
4 hours ago, he tweeted Starship liftoff and with a picture of the Starship.
And then a
Going
couple
back.
hours after that, he tweeted out a couple exploding emojis.
Yeah. And then after it exploded, he said the next launch would take place in a few months.
Yep, got to rebuild it. You know, this switch that I know you've probably read in Elon Musk the most out of all of us. How did this dude come about his fortune?
Well, he got lucky. And he's a workaholic. He hardly sleeps. He's
He's mentioned
maintaining all
plenty
these
of
companies.
times. His sleep is just terrible.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't think he's part of like the design of any of these starships or anything like that. But he's great at putting people together who know how to do things. So he gathered up all the smartest people he could, and that's how SpaceX was made. And then he did the same thing with Tesla. He got all the smartest people he could in that field, and he made Tesla.
Well, from what I understand, the dude's basically a genius himself.
Yeah, but he's not like a rocket scientist or anything like that.
Well, no, I mean, a rocket scientist is a rocket scientist. He's Elon Musk. I think he kind of got a
Right.
little bit more credibility than the rocket scientists do.
Right.
But as I said, from what I understand, well, we all know that he's a great businessman. I mean,
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
been precedent from the beginning. But he's got to be very intellectual as well, even like away from the business side of everything, or even including the business side of everything, should I say? Yeah, it'd be pretty
Oh, yeah.
smart to run a business, and then he's running multiple.
His
Right.
IQ was 155.
Yeah, my
Just
IQ's like
5
55.
which is right under Stephen Hawking.
Wow.
Only 5. Hawking had 160. Elon Musk has 155, and I have single-digit IQ.
I could even tell you. I don't even know. Like, I don't think I've ever taken an IQ test.
I wonder if you could do that online, like for free.
There's probably a
Look it up.
website for that.
All right, well, we're gonna find that website, and we're all gonna take a IQ test. I wonder what my IQ is. I'm pretty smart in
I
like
wouldn't
a
say I'm
logical
dumb.
standpoint. Yeah, I
Brain
did.
lab. I'm gonna take it. Hold on.
You said brain labs?
I'm pretty sure we
Huh?
don't have enough time for you to take it tonight and like right now, but maybe that's something that we can share next week on the podcast. Is how Ferno's IQ level is less than his age,
And
and about how mine's might only be like 2 points above his.
how I don't even know how to take the test.
I would. I'm gonna do that for real. I'm gonna take an IQ test. Like in all seriousness. What if
Like an
I got
actual
like a?
IQ test or like just an online IQ test?
Well, I mean that's still technically an actual IQ test.
Sure.
I only have 20 more questions. Okay. If Jessica, Elizabeth, and Stephen are all in a room shaking hands with each other, how much total handshakes will occur?
One.
Wait,
Wait, Jessica, Elizabeth, and
One,
Steven? So there's 3
two,
people?
three. Yeah. How many handshakes? Three, right?
no.
There's one, two. Wait, hold on.
Six?
Jessica,
Probably six.
5.
No. Yeah,
Jessica.
I'm
It's
gonna go with
5.
six. Is it multiple
There's
choice?
there's two
Yeah,
hands.
there's three, four, five, and six.
It's
There's
It's
six.
two
5.
hands. There's two hands, and there's three people, right?
It's one handshake, two handshake, three handshake,
You gotta
four
think y'all are
handshake.
counting one person shaking hands twice if y'all go 6.
So it's either three or six.
It's 5.
What's the question?
It's six.
Exactly. Okay, so it's six, like I
If
said
the
originally.
population of an alien race doubles every 2 minutes, how long would it take for the population to go from 1,000 to 320? Or 3,200? What? What the fuck? Go from 1,000 to 32,000.
If they
No.
populate
If
what?
the population of an alien race
Guys,
doubles
he's just
every
trying
two
to tell us
minutes,
that he can't do the questions by himself, and if we
if
answer it, then
if
his
the
IQ goes
population
down.
of an alien race doubles every 2 minutes, how long would it take for the population to grow from 1,000 to 32,000?
I don't know. An alien race? When can they reproduce? How long does it take for them to?
They double every 2 minutes.
Every 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of fucking sex.
Okay, so 2 minutes,
What's faster than rabbits?
3 minutes. That's 15 minutes.
You're definitely. I don't think it's 15 minutes.
Elephant, lion, 4 cats, and 7 crows have total of 30 eyes.
10 minutes, by the way.
I want you to know he said 20 questions, and we're barely on 3 in, and it's been about 8 minutes.
Actually, we're on question 7. 30 eyes, 23 heads, 16 tails, 14 wings. Um, Elephant lions. So that's 2. Well, it says lions. So is that 2 more? Would that be 6?
I
4
have no
cats.
idea.
This is
8,
not a
that's
group
10.
project, Fevno.
And
Yeah, you
7.
do this. You do this on your own because you're gonna screw us up whenever we go to do it.
Yeah.
23.
It's not a group project.
We're not doing this out loud. Be quiet. Use your in your head voice.
Okay.
Talk to yourself. Just don't answer yourself because that's when it gets weird. It's
Conscious
all
enough
right
was
to
lowered
talk
by
to
25%,
yourself.
1% in
It only
speed,
gets weird when
and
you start
was
answering yourself.
increased to go back to the original price.
Hey, read in your mind.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say this.
While
I
he
think we're
does
gonna.
that, yeah, I was gonna say.
I think we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast here, guys. We're gonna let
I have an
Fevno do his.
IQ of 112.
You're a liar. Ain't no way in hell you
Okay.
did 20 questions that fast. Be quiet.
I haven't even done
You're not even halfway through.
Actually, I am halfway through.
Not halfway through the 20 questions. You only made it through 5.
I'm at question 11.
Yeah, but you said you had 20 left and you did
I
5
misclicked 'cause
questions.
You went, ah!
No, I don't want to hear. Misclicked my behind. He's already coming up with excuses on why his IQ is going to be like 13. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast here. Like I said, just keep an eye out for the changes that are be coming in the next few weeks. Hopefully, we're able to get all that. It all goes smoothly. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pass the torch off to Switch with the quote of the day because it's his this week.
Yeah, so I kind of made this quote myself watching two movies. You might know it, you might not. So in Forrest Gump, there's a scene where he's running and he steps in some poo, and the guy beside him is like, "Oh, you just stepped in some crap," and Forrest Gump goes, "It happens sometimes." So that's the part of it, and the next part is from Finding Nemo. You just gotta keep swimming. So all in all, it happens sometimes. Just keep swimming.
All right, we like those simple, sweet, to the point,
Yeah.
kind of like Beaker.
Does lizard have a B in it?
Yes. That's your answer, right?
No, maybe hippopotamonstrosis aliophobia.
2 plus 2 is fish.
7 plus 7 is triangle. 8 plus
The
8
cow
is a
says
snowman. E-I-E-I-O. Alright, guys. We love y'all. We love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Switch.
Hasta lasagna, don't get any on you.
Steph,
Stay hydrated.
Bigger.
Adios, mi amigos.
Alright, guys. Y'all have a good night. We love y'all.